Kia ora Illuminates, welcome back to our channel. The set champs for the set 7 Arcasia's Island is just around the corner, and we decided to cover a couple of the meta decks that we have seen in the tournaments recently, and what we have seen doing well since the Fortisphere as well as the Hiram ban.
So we are going to check a lot of the deck list from the overseas, and then going to find like a reliable list hopefully. And also we picked up some spicy deck lists we would love to try.
Let's get to the deck list.
There's a lot of change happened, and we're gonna see through that what people are using against each other, and also like on how to change their decks to utilize into the new meta scene. Today we start from the Ruby Amethyst bounce control deck, but there's tons of the different variant there, so that we are going to check through one for each.
Feels like a throwback.
Right, it's like a throwback. So the first one, there are 89 people attended in Stockholm, and this one is placed in 32. As you can see, there's only one turn 1 drop, but since this deck pretty much focus on more control rather than just like an auxiliary lore in the area stages, simply they choose a new card and pretty much classic old cards. Usually like we can see a lot of channelable forwards and then magic room, but instead of that they cut it and then they put the new card or old card. So here's a Cusco, first playset for Cusco, and 2 of Queen Hearts, and they divided this slot between Madam Mim. I understand a part of it. Then one of the significant point of this deck is first, they have the tons of Shisu. Not only just Emperor Warrior, also Darling Visitor, and then Emperor Sibling. This deck focuses on shifting from small Shisu to big Shisu. Alright, I like that part. And then they put a lot of the Finders Keepers, draw 3 cards. So simply, they in this deck they are building the field with turn 2 drops, not start with the turn 1 drop, but a turn 2 drop, and back up with Shisu or Marin or Madam Mim to take down some small characters in area stages, then draw a card, then finish their game with or dominate the field with Shisu or be prepared. It depends what this deck facing, and they only have 2 rivalry. I think this person considered it would be alright if they have the Finders Keepers and friends on the other side. There's no need to put so many locations, and I understand it's because there's only 4 turn 1 drop, and library is most effective if you have 12 turn 1 drops. So that's why they cut the part. It's a bit spicy. It's because they put 62 cards. I think this person struggle with cutting the location or cutting the genie or Marine Gold.
I think it's balanced with obviously how many card draws there are, because obviously the Finders Keepers, friends on the other side, Genie, Diablo, and also the library, you end up digging through your deck quite a lot. So I think 62 was okay for them. That's probably what I can see.
Kind of okay, So let's move to another deck. So this deck is 128 players in this tournament, and he was located 21st.
That's a pretty good result.
Yeah, quite good. Similar to the previous one, they put the Cusco for trustable turn 2 drop. It's because a Flame Rider is no longer powerful even before the banning. There's a lot of power 2 or 3 characters on the field, so he couldn't gain the lore against Ruby Sapphire deck.
And obviously steel cards being more popular is just an easy target for the Storm Rage on.
Right. So that's why they cut that weakest point and put Cusco as additional draw source, and also with backup of with Madam Mim and Marine Crab, the game can build easier. And this deck is also totally different from the usual the decks you remember. So it's a mixture of set 1 and also 3 to 5. As you can see, the one with the best part is a full set of Jim Hawkins. I like that. They put 10 locations, which is quite nice. Right.
I mean, trying to utilize him into full potential, really.
This person cut the Madam Mim Snake, but still keeping the bounce package, Madam Mim Fox, and needless to say, Rabbit. So this deck is focusing on putting a lot of the location on the field and back up with the powerful cards. And that's why there's full set of be prepared. It's more likely pretty much control.
It looks like it's really versatile throughout the game. Like earlier turns, you also have Crab, Cusco, Mem to keep refilling your hand and then also taking out opponent's threat. But even after Be Prepared, you got your own Be Prepared. You got Elsa, you got Locations, you got Lady Tremaine. It's got really, really long lifespan. Yeah. It's scary. For me as a Ruby Sapphire player, I don't want to face this deck because you run out of gas to take down everything. It's just too many.
Cool. Yeah, this deck is nice. Since like one of the like significant part is like Elsa's Ice Forest. It simply work as like removal cards. Like once their character is like exalted, you just place it. It comes with Jim Hawkins sometimes. So like Jim Hawkins can also like use it as a removal card. Yeah, I want to put like RLS Legacy because like on this deck have like a less evasive, but I think like they put the minimers to like retrieve the cards. I personally want to need a little bit more removal. So like the Brawl, full set of Brawl and Be Prepared is nice. I will probably put another Medusa perhaps to protect those locations.
I think you are reaching quite a bit of uninkables at that point.
So that like, and I'm gonna cut the minimas because it's less likely. Maybe like just one or none.
Because you can tell that they probably wanted to play another Medusa or another Rabbit for sure, but they had to settle with how many uninkables there are already.
I could see Ryan from like Location Ulcer and Shift, or Location Maui and like the big characters such as like Jim Hawkins or Ready to Remain.
Because there's already 15 uninkables already, right? So
it's like it's 15 is a kind of the tipping point. If you have like more than 16, your deck stuck in the uninkable cards. But 15 is a kind of the limit.
Especially for control. If it's aggro, then you can get away.
True.
Yeah.
Also, this deck doesn't have like additional draw cards, so it's rely on the location.
Scary.
The next one is there are 38 players in New Market, and he was placed at 8th place. So this deck is probably worth to watch. So it has classic and new cards as well. So let's see, like there's like 8 and turn 1 drop. I like both of them, like Olaf and Magic Boom. I would probably put a couple of Diablo or switch Magic Boom with Diablo at some point because backup with Marine is more effective.
I was thinking that too.
And more Marine, and try not to cut Madam and Fox. It's always reliable. This person focusing on using the Queen of Hearts, I'm so sure, and they put 2 Pegasus to take down Maui Shark with Elsa. Please remember, if you have the Pegasus in your set, the Elsa with Elsa, you can also easy to take down the Maui Shark. You still spend like 2 cards, but it's worse, I believe. Here's the new changes. We can see a couple of Peter Pan here. And after plays Peter Pan, back up with Genie and Iago. So Genie tends to be the reason like Genie was like less playable in the last season, which is like before the ban, is because like he has only 2 strengths. It's a bit too slow to take down the opponent's cards. He's a great card, like giving you like 2 roar when he quests and provide additional cards, so always good. And of course like need to stay evasive. However, the one that like the weakest point is he's uninkable and less strength. But with Peter Pan, if you set the Peter Pan on the field, Genie also can challenge the turn that when he enters the field. So that's why
draw a card and a rush is pretty good.
It's quite good. It's quite good. So these sets are quite effective against aggro and back up with Bere or Maui or Elsa to remove another characters. And that's quite stable. And similar to the first deck, it has Shisu, the big Shisu for shift. Well, most likely, if you are not exalting Shisu, it's easy to shift to this big Shisu. And still hard to take it down. It's because it has a full willpower. Always
great card.
Always great card, reliable. So this deck doesn't have any location, and I think like this person think like it's not necessary.
I personally feel a little bit scared with so many 2 of in the deck. It's not many 4 of. And I mean like I guess it provides you versatility, but you're trading off consistency almost.
Right.
But there are a lot of cards that does a similar thing, and I think that's why it's versatile enough and it did well. But Yeah, personally, I'm usually scared to do that, really.
True.
Yeah.
And then, and also the other point is like they put new curse.
Teeth and ambitions as
Yeah,
well.
teeth and
I
ambitions.
think Diablo would be better then, no?
Yeah, like with Teeth and Ambition, Diablo is definitely better. A Magic Broom is not good target. So that, but like as I say, like this person focusing on sing it with Queen of Hearts and leave another character with challenge because like after their Teeth and Ambition, the Queen of Hearts have like 2 strengths.
Yeah, for sure.
So so easy to take down some location and it's quite powerful. I like this combination, but if I'm running it, I probably cut Pegasus because Pegasus with Teeth and Ambition is not good like combination. No. And also the switch Magic Broom to the Diablo.
Yeah.
And the Hypnotic Strength, I like it. I think the idea is might be you can take down Exalted also or Maui with Pegasus and like Hypnotic Strength. I like that idea. And Queen of Hearts, like a backup Queen of Hearts, she's like with the strength when she just challenged in the first time. So like this combination is fine, but if you focus on the Queen of Hearts, I just cut this card. Hypnotic Strength, switch to Teeth and Vision, so full set of Teeth and Vision, and they probably like a full set of the Diablo. Then probably like this 2 card slot, I will split it into the Madame Mim and the Marine, so that like the deck will be more stable. But as Tyson says, like more variation, more strategy, and then opponent have to think a lot about the type, like many patterns in the game. So
I guess it helps with early locations though, because I just realized that like in a mirror match, and if they're playing locations, and this one is obviously not, and if they're wanting the benefit around turn 5, then I guess you have Peter Pan and Iago on the board, and then with you playing that one action, you're able to take it down quite comfortably. So maybe that's why that's there too, but I'm not sure.
Well, I think like this person also thought the same thing.
Yeah.
This is a deck that I usually play. It's similar to mine, placed on 32 with 128 players, so it's quite good still. So start with like a 10 turn 1 drop. I like it.
Stable.
Stable. I would probably put a little bit more, but like let's see that what card he put instead. So turn to Lumiere, it's quite interesting, and then turn to Pegasus, then back up with like a Peter Pan, who set to Peter Pan. I like it.
No Fox.
Yeah, no Fox. So like it doesn't have like any bounce packages, but instead it has another that's a Peter Pan package, and this is another reason this person didn't put bounce packages is because it back up with the friends on the other side with Maui Shark. So it doesn't have to. And with the new card, and here's a Moana. Moana is a card like for Inkable and Evasive, 4 strengths, 3 willpower, and 1 lore. When she does challenge to the character, she can also provide additional 3 strengths to the other character, so it has a good combination with Peter Pan. Easy to take down or sweep the field, and back up with some location and additional draw. So this deck has like solid strategy, just makes the field like as usual, starting with some small drops and draw a card, put the Peter Pan or draw more cards, and put the big guy, which such as like a Iago or Shisu or Moana, and accelerate with like an Elsa, pouring up the cards that are quite strong. Finish the game with Maui. This deck archetype puts Maui, it has a lot of more actions in it. So 3 brawl, find the way keepers, and a pirate life, which is quite good, like strong against any mid-range decks and can finish the game. And be prepared, of course. So
and also friends on the other side.
Friends on the other side. I would probably put
It's a lot of draw source in this deck.
Lot
of draw source.
The reason this person puts the Lumiere, I think it's because Pegasus and Peter Pan has less power, or like Pegasus itself has like enough power, but like still, following up with like a Peter Pan, Lumiere is a quite effective card. It's probably not gonna quest for the entire game until it became safe, but Peter Pan, Iago, and Genie can take down many cards if they have Lumiere on the field. So I think like this person like focus on the challenging and draw a card and finish the game with the big drop Maui Shark.
I think this one is almost good into a location.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But obviously bunch of cards has got quite a lot of strength.
Yeah, yeah.
And Lumia definitely helping out with like Sisu turn 3 as well.
True.
Their Sisu is going to come out in such a big strength.
Yeah.
And maybe your opponent, even if you're facing Ruby Sapphire, and then if they play Macduck Mana, it might not even survive the next turn. Because it'll be probably what, 7-8 strength maybe?
Yeah, 7-8
by itself.
strength.
Yeah.
Cool. I like this leg list, and so yeah, as I say, like the Peter Pan is maybe like the key card you should consider, and with some red removable cards, you can easy to control the board. The Sis still has the potential, and the Maui Shark is a new challenging like set.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. Right, so let's move to the another archetype. So we're going to check the Steel Song, but the Aggro version. It's nearly like the Diggy, but instead of putting the Seven Dwarfs Mine, they put the Rapunzel Tower, I can see. So 128 players and 23rd. Alright, so they have 11 turn and drop. Then Carhorn, Dogs, Mrs. Me, and the new card Penny. Then, wow, this deck is pretty much aggro, yeah. The reason they put the Cinderella here is because Cinderella can sink and remove their opponent like the area drops. So that's why the like Redstone region and Strength Raging Fire exist here. One of the significant point of this deck is, as I said, it's an aggro territory. It's because like there's full set of the Piglet, full set of Penny, and then cover up with like following up with Donald deck,
Game Bodyguard.
the Bodyguard, and also the Tiana. So Tiana, when it exalted, the opponent have to pay 2 ink to avoid the deduction power.
I like this card still.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good card.
I remember we test this card in like a hyper aggro deck, and it works quite well, really well. Well, unfortunately, this card is weak against Brawl. That's the only card like which can answer this card immediately.
Yeah, Brawl is less popular right now.
Yeah, less popular right
because it's
now.
less Ruby Sapphire.
Yeah.
So
I like this change, and take down the character with Calhoun or the song. Then protect the character with Donald Duck and Tiana. Then finish the game with like Killer and just questing. So that's the reason like this deck has the like Rapunzel Tower instead of using like 7 Dwarfs Mine. But this deck is just questing with the character, finish with the character, and leave the character with like small removable spells.
I like it because like if you start with either Daisy or Cinderella, and next turn you play like a Smee or another Daisy or Piglet or Cinderella, and then turn 3 you play Tiana, your opponent do actually have to probably target Tiana for the Brawl, but the other 2 will definitely survive. And then those other 2 that's staying on the board is so deadly for this deck. So like you kind of control the pace of the game, being able to do that. So yeah, it's a pretty nasty speedy deck.
Well, pretty much good. Like I like this deck list and the strategy of this deck. Kida is so powerful. Not good against Ruby Sapphire or Ruby Amethyst. It's because they have the big Sisu. But aside from that, like it's quite effective if that's like on same type as the coloring decks. Or
I would have liked it if they shifted her in this deck.
Yeah, I was thinking, but as I said, like there's no slot for them. Alright, let's gonna move to Bravo.
Nice.
Sweet, so it's located to top 32 with, I think it's the same tournament. 128 players.
It's a fun deck. Wow.
So this person...
It has even Tamatoa in it.
Yeah, it has a Tamatoa in it. So this deck is focusing on the Rocket Start, which is like put the popsicle on the field first, and play bell, and then after that sing a song with bell, and put like an acceleration, which is such as like a people and says that's right C, and play Genie, can finish the game earlier, and and then following up with like 4 big Hades. 4 big Hades.
I love how it's like, okay, Sapphire Steel didn't work because Fortisphere is banned. What's the next color? Blurple. And then it's like the stuff that you're doing in this one as well. Simple. At least it's not as many removal spell in this colorway, but still, I just find it funny. I find it funny.
Yeah.
After the launch of this card, the meta has completely changed.
So it's still bearable, so that backup with like a full set of Marine and Madam Mim Fox, so can take down the opponent location easily.
I
then,
like it.
Then they have like a one single drops. Here is like a big Ulcer and Tamator and Gaston. Gaston is simply can provide additional card, and it has 3 roars.
Yeah, I think that's a big part, right?
Yeah, if the opponent cannot deal with this card or cannot take down this card, then you can gain 6 roars. So like Gaston is insanely powerful, like he's speedy. So it's so that's why like Ruby Sapphire deck has to respond this card immediately.
Yeah. It's a 4/4 as well.
It's a 4/4.
So unless you're playing Sapphire Core, you can't really remove this card.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's like a good part of this.
Well, like 3 roar is kind of promising.
Yeah, it's also promising too.
Yeah.
And then the thing is, like, when you play Blue Pool, like I play Blue Pool as well, you have a lot of characters that don't have enough strength. And then sometimes you fall short on lore because you might need to take an opponent's character out, but you can't. But 4 strength with 4 willpower is very promising because that becomes very, very useful for Bell to remove damage as well. Because if it's only 3 or 2 willpower, then they don't survive. So being 4, you can use Bell's power to the full potential, removing 3 damage and passing on to something. When you challenge with a 2 strength character, it's a 5 damage that you can do. So they can be the Shark, Hero to all, bunch of characters. So I think it's really good for the current meta.
How this deck can deal with against like Ruby Sapphire, it doesn't have any revocation, so it's quite weak against the Be Prepared. However, this person running the full set of Genie and following up with like a Marine Rabbit, and still having a part of Bounce Tamer. So that's why I think like this deck can provide enough cards to take down Ruby Sapphire, possibly. Still stick to the old fashions. However, they put the new cards such as Gaston, and then with the Rocket Start of Vera is quite a new thing.
I think that post Be Prepared, they have covered it by having cards like Bell, as well as Gaston and also Tamator. So that's why the Tamator is there.
Yeah.
So yeah, because obviously Ruby Sapphire is this popular, there are only probably 1 copies of each, but when they do probably go into those kind of matchups, then that's probably the crucial cards to probably get you back to where you wanted to go with the board control.
True.
Quite cool. It's clever.
Quite cool deck.
Yeah.
Sweet. And so now we're going to talk about another archetype, which is never exist or kind of turning back to the old era. So this deck is called Purple Yellow, which is Amber Amethyst deck. There's tons of the turn 1 drop.
It's called Purple Yellow.
Nah.
it's purple and yellow. Look at it.
It's a type deck. Well, it says anyway. So this deck is not usual just a hyper aggro. It has another strategy in it. I will explain that later. Let's check the deck list. There's 10 of turn 1 drop, and following up with full set of Reroll and Madam Mim. This Madam Mim is a quite good card. I will explain that later. And following up with Evasive Combination. So we already checked Purple and Ruby Amethyst deck, and they already put a Peter Pan. And this deck is also using the same strategy, and play Peter Pan following up with a full set of Jenny and Iago. So be prepared after they play Peter Pan. And then this next point is challenging with Iago and drawing cards with Rapunzel. I love that moment if that comes. As I say, it has 2 different strategies or the 1 pillar strategy in this deck. So on the earlier stages, gaining the lore with the questing. But when the opponent start questing, they consider this deck is just a hyper aggro. This deck switching into aggressive mode, playing the Marine. Madam Fox and Peter Pan attacks with better also the the finishing
It's got 2
move.
modes. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Because you can utilize obviously Mim for that ability, and then you got Peter Pan. Then
And Marine with Nara or Marine with Diablo with crucial part.
And then you got Iago too. So. That Rapunzel. That Rapunzel pieces this deck together. Because Nala can too. And then Daisy can too if you need. If you got Madam Mim on there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a terrible deck.
Madam Mim is use it as maybe the Madam Mim and Peter Pan. I think they stay on the board without questing. Well, Peter Pan can quest, but Madam Mim just standing and waiting the other character challenging. And then there's 3 removable, the world's greatest criminal mind. Then the response to the control, 3 bare necessities. So definitely going to take down
be prepared.
big sheets with like this 3 removal, and then taking our location or the be prepared by using the bare necessities.
Because I think that's all you're scared of, right? In this deck, that's all you're scared of. Like probably the biggest threat is the Sisu.
Yep.
You're not really scared of be prepared, to be honest, because you got library too. Because you can play the bare necessities to delay the be prepared anyway. So you can set up for the library even more nicely. Yeah, it's quite well thought deck, and then 3 of the world's greatest criminal mind. No, nothing is gonna survive. Your Shark gone, your Sisu's gone, your Maui Hiroto's gone. Wow.
This deck, I like this deck. It's quite challenging, and also it's unique.
It looks fun.
It's unique.
It's got all like nice tech cards that matches for meta right now. It's incredibly weak against small Sisu and brawls, but because they are less of right now, they will stay on the board. So yeah, it looks nice, and I think like it might be really good in game 1 because your opponent don't exactly know what they should be targeting to like remove or return it to their hand.
Clearly, like this person facing a lot and expecting facing a lot of Ruby Sapphire, so that's why the 3 sets of like each like removal spell and then removal for the non-character card
and the library.
And library and play. I would probably put another fox to take down the location. In that case,
it's incredibly strong into another aggro.
Yeah,
like you look like you're aggro too, but no, you have ammunition to take your opponent's aggro while you still quest a lot. It looks fun.
So like similar to like the other Ruby Amethyst deck, like this deck put like Madam Mim for the utility. If you are like a Ruby Amethyst player, you just put like Lumiere instead, perhaps. Lumiere is much more powerful. It enhances strength itself, so it has a lot of the combination. But like Madam Mim can survive from the Stone Ration, so it's your choice. This deck quite well built, well done, and it's located to the 4th place.
Yeah, no, fair enough. It looks really good.
Yeah, I'd like to try this deck this weekend. Sweet. The next one. So it's a green steel, which is Emerald Steel discard deck. Back to the classic. Right. Since after the post Hiram ban, Ruby or like any Sapphire deck, it's really hard to recover their hands after discarded. So that's why this deck returned to the meta scene, and then most of the cards are like what we familiar. But the new change, Pete. So Pete is like can shift from the previous Pete or morph itself, and shift cost is 4, the 5 strength and 5 willpower with 2 roar. The unique point of this card is when it's exalted and all the pirates character go resist +1 and the opponent character cannot sing. So it's quite effective against Tear Song, which is arch enemy of this archetype.
It's like almost like the big Ursa in purple. But it has become discard. For discard. Green and steel to have this option as well.
And quite desensitized, so can take down the most of the cards in Steel Song deck. Focus on the mid-range term, rather than just like discard tons of the cards. So that's why like a 3 set of Ursula, 3 set of Prince John, and 3 set of Hypnotize in the deck. Of course, like a Southern Chill is always powerful. It has like Ursula, the single one. Deceiver of all. So that's why they put the full set of Southern Chill, but aside from that, like a less discard, still effective. Tons of removal such as like along King Zeus, and we don't talk about Bruno, always think with like a Muse or Beast. Simply quite powerful deck. And we're gonna check another combination of this card. The second one is similar to the like previous one, but this deck focuses on more shifting. So like we can see a couple of Basil here and a couple of Tinkerbell here as well. Like after she landed on the field, it's hard to like exert your character. It's similar to like a Maui Shark, but like when you're facing Tinkerbell or Maui Shark, you have less chance to exert your character because it's so effective to remove your characters. So that's why like this silver Maui Shark, aka Tinkerbell, is on the field, and she came down to the field on turn 4. So be prepared for that. Like when you're facing this card combination, try not to like underestimate morph. It's shifting to any other cards such as Beast or Bajil or Tinkerbell. But Jerry has a decent size, 4 strength, 5 willpower with like 2 rolls. And his additional ability is you just put the card into the inkwell and pay an additional 1. It can discard the card, so it can finish their game.
Yeah. So technically it doesn't really cost anything, you just not gain ink in your turn. But yeah, it's pretty powerful, honestly.
I think you might be annoyed by this card if...
Oh yeah, I don't really like that card.
Yeah, like Ruby Sapphire is like maybe terrifying.
Yep.
Yeah. And one over Cricky and one Muse, one Pluto. It's a question of like maybe I should stuck to like just one plan. Pluto, neither like Pluto or Muse or Cricky. I understand like a Cricky part is like maybe like splitting with the Beast, so probably like
I would like 3 Cricky, I think.
Yeah. 2 or 3 Cricky would be great.
I think maybe the Muses are for obviously against the Steel Song, which makes sense, but no, I think I would like 3 Cricky.
Yeah.
3 Cricky, make it more stable.
Yeah.
Personally.
Or additional Proto would be helpful.
Yeah.
So yeah.
2/2, yeah.
Yeah. And here's another one. This deck also trying the
your
other
sword
thing.
in whole new world.
So
that's a different.
Yeah, that's a different. Totally different. So this person was also located in top 16 and actually 9th place.
9th place. Congratulations.
Yeah, nice. This deck can be win with a whole new world. As you can see, here's like a full set of Robin shifting. Then, yeah, a lot of the cards which can shift from Morph. So I'm so sure this person trusts Robin Hood and Morph a
and
lot.
the tech card, Sheriff of Nottingham is right there.
Yeah. Sheriff of Nottingham and Bayou and Goofy and Beast. These are the new cards you are probably not seeing.
Nope, not in the meta play, nope.
Yeah, not in the meta play. Sheriff of Nottingham has the ability when you discard a card, deal 1 damage to the target character. Then, for up with the whole new world, you just discard unnecessary cards and draw additional 7 cards. And in that case, it will do like 2 or 3 damage onto the opponent character, possibly. Set of the Goofies, I think it's protect some character cards, such as a Pete or Beast.
I think Beast, yeah.
Yeah, Beast.
Because that's a key combo part in this deck, yeah.
So Beast, like this 6 inkable Emerald Beast, has a good stats like 4 strength and 5 willpower with 2 roll. The best part is when the opponent character being damaged, it will ready again. And he can quest again. So like imagine quest with this character, and like if you have like a Sheriff of Nottingham and a Beast on the field, thinks whole new world, take damage, untap, ready again, quest again and again.
You could have possibly create like a 6 questing turn from just that one card.
Yeah. And also like, so the Redstone Ration, Strongest Raging Fire or Grab Your Sword also trigger this ability. Of course, Tinkerbell as well.
Yeah,
so,
Tinkerbell shift with Morph, and then 2 quest. Tinkerbell sings, maybe Grab Your Swords.
Yeah. Taking down like a lot of characters and also can quest again and again. If there is a Bayou and like Sheriff of Nottingham and a Beast, here's a combo like in quest, draw card, discard card, deal another damage, untap. And that's gonna be the combo of this deck. So I probably would like to put a bit more Bayou, but like we don't have much turn 1 drops here. So
I was thinking Mosquito Bite could be nice too.
Mosquito Bite could be, but Mosquito Bite wouldn't deal damage.
So like does it mean to be deal damage, right?
So
Okay, so maybe then it might be fire cannons.
So focusing on the combo a little bit, that's why the Goofy is here. But to deal against a lot of the meta deck, I will probably cut Goofy. I know, like the Goofy is a big artist, so it can protect the character as a character by removal spells, such as like
Chem Zeus to
Around
the Beast.
Zeus to the Beast, or like Madame Mim to Robin Hood. I understand, but like I'm probably
Sheriff of Nottingham actually.
Yeah,
it's a broad target, so
still,
I don't know. I think
still Goofy is a questionable, but let us know like when you play this archetype and the Goofy is like quite effective.
I'd love to see this deck in like in the play. It looks interesting. It looks really interesting. It's a fun combo.
So here's like Steel Song. So this one is located on 19th with like 128 players. Right, as usual, it focuses on the Loving Shift. And the new card is Miss Bianca. Miss Bianca is
ridiculous.
She's so powerful like during the limited, like the game day. So the Miss Bianca has like a 5/5 stats ratio, and the cost of her will be reduced if you controlling the ally character. So here's like the Daisy Duck is an ally, and Mr. Smee is an ally, and Penny is an ally, and the Troubadour is an ally, and your Lawrence is ally. So pretty much a lot to the like allies card here. 17 allies. So yeah, surely you can play Miss Bianca with cost 4.
And they're not gonna be removed by the time that you're gonna play Miss Bianca, by the way. Like even you combine all the removal spells that you currently have available, she will come down on turn 4. I think that's the problem right now.
Yeah, only Maui can take her down afterwards. So
or obviously along came Zeus.
Along came with
But
us, yeah.
like for your opponent to be forcing that to play that on Miss Bianca, and then you just losing 1 law and a possible 6 cost inkable character, it doesn't hurt for you when you play this deck, I think.
True. Deck is like focusing on Loving and Miss Bianca to sing a whole new world.
I quite like how they had 4 copies of pretty much all the songs, like Along Came Zeus, Whole New World, Strength of Raging Fire, and Let the Storm Rage On. Like all of them being 4, it gave me like a strong message saying that like we're gonna sing. We're gonna sing these to remove your board, and then we're gonna go wide. Yeah, it looks really good. Consistent. True.
Let's move on to another Steel Song. It placed first place with 38 players.
Wow.
Nice. And then similar to the previous deck, but a little bit different. Like
Bianca.
This deck not running Bianca, so that can run in the Ursula. Ursula has like a good combination with like Rapunzel when it's challenging the character. And then here is Aurora. So hopefully this person, well, the Aurora is additional like card which can sing a whole new world. And she can like ready when the character had been healed. So probably it's better to like running a little bit more Penny, but yeah, it's alright. Yeah, has a consistency, and then back up with the Prince Naveen or Shifting Cinderella can still sing a whole new world. More likely Cinderella going to finish the game. Then here's a bit changes, like it's only running 3 sets of Around Came Cells. However, put additional World's Greatest Criminal Mind is more helpful to deal with against the Maui Shark.
It's also inkable too, so if you're terribly stuck, you can.
And then similar to the previous deck, but this deck is still saying Habibi.
For Naveen.
So it will also located first place in the other day, on the other day or the same day.
Fair enough. Turn 4. Sing something big straight away. Yep.
So like a whole new world. And then back up with Ariel. Ariel is like a powerful, removable. But like she can dominate the field. If you have like enough song with her, then that's the thing. It's quite different from the previous ones.
I mean, you can take 2 actions in that turn, I guess, because if you play Ariel on the turn 3, then Ariel can definitely sing something big also, and then the V can sing something straight away. So it's definitely gonna do something on turn 4. That's cool. That's quite good. It looks quite good.
This one has Torture focusing on and believing Prince Naveen. Prince Naveen, sing a song.
And I guess like it's fine when that card comes later as well, because you got the aerial shift. So it's a easy turn 4 Naveen, singing something with the Naveen, and then you can use the aerial's ability to deal 3 damage after. It's a quite good removal by just those 2 card combination.
Nice combination.
It is.
So like on 2 decks running the couple Naveen or full set of Naveen.
Full set of Naveen is so interesting.
The first deck is also trying new approaches such as like Penny and Miss Bianca. So you may Tornado too. So like you may saw the first one more often, I believe, because this one is like most like kind of stable. I will probably get 1 for each of like Daisy Duck and Miss Bianca, and can put probably additional the World's Greatest Criminal Mind, because like this deck only have like 16 songs, so I would like to put additional 2.
I personally would remove the Troubadour,
Troubadour,
maybe, or the Lawrence.
but like the both of them are like allies.
Yeah,
so that's why like
I
they
think
keep
so.
them.
Yeah. I like how many songs that it's got though. It's just a full set of everything. But I think sometimes like sacrificing one Along Came Zeus for Greatest Criminal Mind is great. I think it's a pretty good move too, because those targets that you're singing into is usually the cards that I have said that's got 5 more strength anyway, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Just the Along Came Zeus gives you an option to hit locations if you need to. Yeah.
The first 2 decks running 16 songs in the deck, and the third one with like an Ariel, it requires a little bit more songs, so that's why it has like 18 songs. The average of the steel song probably they put between 16 to 20 song curse, and it is necessary, but I would probably wanna put a little bit more.
Yeah, I think it's just because like Pete is quite common at the moment.
Yeah.
So like it's probably going a little bit less than it used to be, because it used to be like 18 to 20 songs easily, but yeah. I think more Pete's are in meta now because obviously they're Amethyst Steel and also Sapphire Steel aggros.
Then we're gonna talk about a little bit spicy deck. So this person set at the first place with 38 players again. And this color combination is lemon and lime, aka amber emerald.
It's a similar build to what we saw when we did the live stream as well.
Yes.
For the Italy.
Yeah, Italian one that we were like. I'm a big fan of this deck.
Yeah,
like
it's a cool build.
It's a cool build. There's no new card. The first thing, there's no new card. You have to remember that. But the second thing is quite new archetype. Like
it's a set 4 deck. It's a set 4 deck.
It came back from the ancient tomb, and then still like have a lot of potential. So the people like who never saw this deck archetype, like I just briefing like explain about this deck. So the discard deck is like just focusing on not only for this card but also like controlling the board. So they're like usually they require the key cards such as like an Ariel or Diablo or Prince John to gain additional cards in their hands. And here's like a best combo, like a Prince John following up with You Have Forgotten Me, actually choking Ruby Sapphire players. So it can end the game easily. If you have like a time to drops like in Sahis or Rusra, they can sing Sudden Chill as well. It can also squeeze their hands. So yeah, and then when Maui or Maui Shark survive in the location, then just put it back with like we don't talk about Bruno. Simply this deck is quite strong against the control deck, and then you are now thinking like, what about the aggro deck? What about like if that like an Amethyst or like a steel card, this deck can deal? Yes, it's because they have like full set Rooster, so like they also like check in how the steel songs like doing on the field, and most of the character in the steel song can be bounced by the muses.
And they can't do anything about your muses unless you exert it too, because it's called ward.
Yeah.
And they don't have any cards that can deal with it currently in the meta.
Yep.
So that's pretty good. And I think we always have to mention as well the Kida being able to come in somewhat like not bad of a turn and then singing Under the Sea straight away is this deck's Be Prepared.
Yeah.
Luckily that this deck has a Be Prepared, so like that's what we got to remember.
Yeah, so Under the Sea is like always coming with like painting the role threat.
Yeah.
So painting the role threat can decrease the like strength of the characters. So that like even like you have like Simi on the field, sometimes it will like got involved into the Under the Sea.
Yeah.
It will buried under your deck.
Yeah.
So
and then painting the roses red can also be sung with the muses or being sung with something else, and then the muses ability can trigger after, because obviously they go into the bag at the same time. So yeah, like there are cards that would be bounced back which you don't usually expect it to, and yeah, it will destroy opponent's tempo really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strengthens the like their lore speed, and then taking down the character by bouncing and discarding. Then also finish the game with just a quest.
Yeah.
Just a quest.
Yeah, the only bad thing about this deck when we saw it as well is questing. Questing is incredibly difficult with this deck.
Yeah, this deck is quite unique, and you might gonna see it quite often. It's because this one deck is like strong against Ruby Sapphire, or probably sometime Ruby Amethyst as well. it depends, but like this deck is quite like powerful against control.
It's pretty good against Amber Steel too.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to Amethyst Steel.
Amethyst Steel, yeah.
I think it's one of the meta decks right now
Yeah.
that is quite popular. I find that Ruby Amethyst and Amethyst Steel are quite popular colors right now, besides Amber Steel. So
Located on top 8 and actually 8th place. 128 players in this tournament. Simply quite powerful combination of the powerful cards in it.
simple.
Simple,
very simple.
Yeah, simple and effective. As usual, like starting the game with like area drops and backing up the Calhoun. Calhoun is still strong. Only this deck running more than 10 like turn to drops these days. So like Mr. Smee and like Madame Mim and Calhoun always reliable. Then back up with like Fox and Crab as usual. Then like stopping like the Be Prepared with like Pete. Then back up with like additional jokers and removable. So like it's not nothing special. A little bit like the unique cards here is like Drawers Madrigal and Tinkerbell. So Tinkerbell have evasive. And
It's the evasive aggro strategy that everyone's going at the moment.
Yeah, as you can see, like this one also focusing on gaining the roar, unlike the Peter Pan. And Drawers Madrigal can provide you additional card. So that's why they didn't put like white rolls or Cobra this time, and not even like
I find Cobra interesting. I would love to play Cobra in this deck. Because your winning conditions can sometimes be 14, 15 more.
Yeah,
and it can get you there.
We're gonna talk about the next deck. But like this deck, this person like just focusing on the gaining lore by questing. So there's not like hidden barret in it. And then also like to me a little bit questionable, like if you running this mini Tinkerbell, I would love to put the big Tinkerbell. It's sudden attack, and you should expect that. But yeah, sure, fine. Like because like this deck has like good result in the good 8th place amongst like 128 players. So surely this archetype itself has the potential. And I love the Drawers Madrigal.
I like how clear it is.
Like
all the cards have purpose, and then it's very clear why they are 4 ob and they are 3 ob, and what is meant to be played with what is very, very clear.
Sure.
Yeah, it looks versatile still, even though it's clear. It's a very, very strong Amethyst Steel cards.
Fast deck.
Yeah.
Right. There's another Amethyst Steel deck. And this person located to the 4th place. There's like 10 cards in turn 1. And
I like that more, to be honest. Yeah.
And here is a bit. I love this deck, but coming with like a Doc or Genie is a bit questionable. Both of them are uninkable, so I prefer Genie rather than Doc and the Calhoun. So this deck is still aggro, but it has a different strategy. So and full set of cover, I like it. It's a new card, and the Bagheera. Bagheera is also the new card from set 7, and he's a bodyguard.
I'm not sure in this deck list, personally. I'm not really sure playing him in this deck list, but obviously, this person came in top 4, and then, like, I haven't played in any big tournaments like that, but personally, if I was to play this deck, I don't know.
I can explain that why this deck is working or worked against. So here is like a little bit combo you can see. Mr. Smee with like John Silver. John Silver is a captain, so that like after you play John Silver, Mr. Smee is not going to hurt himself. Then it can survive a little bit longer, and John Silver like suppress challenging. So that's why like it focus on like gaining the roar in the area turn. If that the opponent deck is focusing on questing, the Calhoun would be an answer. Then the giant cobra always variable. It's because this person put it in the full set without drawing a card. I mean, there's like a drawing card, like here is Genie and Doc. That's also the only card which can...
Yeah, there's no friends on the other side.
Yeah, which can provide you additional cards. So, definitely, the Cobra and Genie would be the ones that I'm gaining a lot. So, I would probably start with Diablo and Mr. Smee, then Cobra and Genie, and just questing and finish the game. Because of that, this person only running one library, which is understandable, but like landing one library is also like a silver barret. So when you face in some like the mid-range deck or like heavy control deck, library is the best.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So that's but in that case, I will probably running 2 rather than 1.
It just like the fact that he's got tunable followers, Diablo, and Magic Broom.
So yeah.
I always love running the library when you do that, because so many of them is gonna proc library for card draw.
And as the reason ties I feel it's a bit awkward is because there's 13 inkable cards here, and imagine you are stuck with the Calhoun and Dock. There's no cards which can you can play, or you have to sacrifice your Cobra or a Fox, which is quite powerful card in this deck.
Which are quite the winning condition for the two that you want to use.
I would change this deck a little bit, but before that,
I really do like the Fire the Cannon though.
So yeah,
2 of Fire the Cannon and then 3 Calhoun. It really shows that I'm gonna take down 5/5.
Focusing on it's because this person might face Ruby Amethyst a lot. That's why the Calhoun is quite effective to suppressing the opponent's character, such as Magic Broom or Diablo sometimes. And then a Fire the Cannon also can remove the turn 1 drop not for free, but it's just 1/1 dealing, and has a combination with Calhoun, as Tyson said.
Opponent Pluto, opponent Maui,
or Mirror March, take down Sumi without losing any of your character.
It's quite cool. It's quite cool. That's quite cool. I like it.
So I would keep Genie and Dock, despite the fact that I personally wouldn't prefer, because it has the
clashes.
Clashes. If you have the Genie, it will provide additional cards, so there's no chance or less chance to play Dock after the following up turn. However, if you prefer or stick to the original plan, maybe I'm gonna put I'm gonna switch Shannable 4 to Muran. And
it does have a lot of uninkables, so it makes sense for you to be able to refill your hand.
Yeah, and also the reason I put that it affects immediately, shuffling your hands, and you don't have to sacrifice your character as a character cards, and you can discard the second or third Dock. Another change I would make, so I would keep Sapphire's cannons. I understand the Bagheera, but I probably put Bagheera back to Elsa. Elsa is always effective to remove the character cards. But if you're just focusing on the lore and just try to gain the lore with the bodyguard, and probably Brute, not Bagheera. Bagheera is a bit too slow.
I just think right now it's got a lot of 1-drops and 2-drops, but there's only one library to utilize in the early stages. That's just what I'm thinking. There's so many 2 and 2-drops.
But yeah, so if you prefer more location, I would cut Bagheera and Fire the Cannons. That's the only case that we can put a full set of running full set of library.
And I don't think I'll keep Dock if that's the case.
Yeah, if that's the case, maybe I can cut the Dock and put another curse and make it more reliable or stable. But yeah, we might. I'd like to ask this person why you run into Dock or a full set of Dock and Genie all together. But there's a strategy, and sometimes it works really well. So you have to keep your Dock in your hands until turn 5 or 6.
Yeah. Because as much as I'm saying this right now, this person became top 4, so there must have been a reason.
Oh well, there is a reason. So as I said, it's gonna be finished the game in turn 5 and turn 6, and additional raw game, which is with Cobra and Marine, is quite effective. So that's why this person cut the locations and finished the game.
Going earlier, and then if they be prepared or cease it, it's fine. You just play Cobra from there.
True.
That sounds so ridiculous to me. If an opponent was playing cards like Thievery or Pirate's Life, and then you start losing Lord, then that's a nightmare situation.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Because you feel okay, I got it. I just need to bounce Cobra this 20 times, but then it will change to I need to play Cobra, play Dog, play Goat, and then play this. It just starts adding up. It sounds scary. I wouldn't like to do that. that sounds way too scary and unreliable for me.
So here we're gonna talk about the Ruby Sapphire,
yes.
The final archetype. So which Ty really excited.
We're still here.
Yeah, right.
We missed Hiram, but we're still here.
This person set at 17. So after Hiram banned, this deck forced to change its form because there's no longer additional draw source in it.
Yeah, our draw engine has died.
Right, this person running pretty much a classic with a lot of the powerful cards. The strategy of Ruby Sapphire is accelerate the ink with a turn to drop, then finish the game, or like dominate the game with like powerful cards such as Maui or Sisu, or be prepared. Yeah, it's simple. Like the main reason this running this deck is like simply you can remove all the cards with be prepared and Maui combinations. Then finish the game with like the location, Gramator, and Tamator, Shisu, and of course like Maui Shark. You can finish the game after 2 or 3 turn after wipe support. Doesn't change the shape, not a lot.
No.
But because of the Hiram ban, the Gramator is returned with the full set, and also how far I'll go is
full set.
Yeah, full set. It's compulsory.
And I think we are seeing more and more Tamator being in the deck as well, so you can recycle your popsicle. Because that's, unfortunately, it costs 6, but you can recycle your popsicle so you can draw again. That's kind of currently your main draw engine.
And here is another curse. Always found and Maui Fish Hook. Maui Fish Hook is simply Maui can fly now. With the hook, he can fly.
Well, one of them was already flying.
So yeah, he was already flying, but like the additional,
one,
like other one can fly as well, and it will give the evasive until the next your turn. Meaning your Gramator and Tamator can survive.
As well as Sisu.
Big chance is like Shisu can fly as well.
5/4, 3 quest, evasive. Imagine that. Imagine that. Just imagine that.
And the always fun is for like simply provide additional ink without spending your finisher into the ink wall. So,
which you do need to do that sometimes in this deck, and that hurts. So I really do understand 1 of or 2 of in the decks.
And simply can towards reach to the be prepared or shift the shifts afterwards. So that's the reason like this person put 1 for each. Alright, the last one will be like still red sapphire, similar to the DKP. Yeah, we are big fan. Yeah. So here comes an action. Then needless to say, we have a full set of Maui in both deck, and follow up with 3 set of Tamator and 3 set of Shisu, and then gaining the roar with Magdak main as well.
And also there are a bunch of actions.
Yeah, bunch of actions. Of course, 4 set of Pirate's Life.
So the only difference is obviously the hook, and also be prepared going out from this list, and Goofy and all is found on the other list. Similar strategy, right?
Yeah, pretty much the same. Less brawl, so because like rest target.
Yeah.
Still there's like on the Peter Pan or Diablo, those like flying characters. Yeah, Ariel. Those characters are targeted. So that's why like for safe, they put the brawl in it. And then my fish hook can also the same strategy that this would survive in the situation, and you can take down the opponent like Magdak Mania by just playing Maui. It's because like it will provide additional 3 strength on it. So this deck is focusing on the Mirror March more likely a little bit. But in that case, I would probably cut Brawl for set of Brawl and divide it into like a Sisu and always found. Yeah, that I would do, and less Tamator because Tamator is not effective on that matchup. Like we still need it, but
2 of is fine.
Yeah, 2 would be fine on that time, right? Yeah.
Honestly, I've been just playing this archetype for a while.
Yeah.
And especially after the changes, I wasn't gonna barge to go and play another deck. And I've tried so many different variations of like adding more Sisu, taking away Sisu, adding small Sisu, adding more Tamator, taking away Tamator, adding Sapphire Core, taking away Sapphire Core, but I think at the end of the day, Maui Shark is probably the strongest right now coming onto the board for opponent to react to. Meaning, if you have a following actions that you can play to gain an advantage, it usually ends up being a winning condition from what I have felt. So like obviously DKP, who has done incredible in the Lorcana community with his results in the tournament results so far, kind of can tell why this archetype of Ruby Sapphire is still viable, because there are still item type Ruby Sapphire, there are still Ruby Sapphire heavy control available, but is it reliable? Does it win tournaments?
Not
really. It's when they do face a matchup they're not really good against or weak against, they can't do anything. So yeah, I think this list is quite nice.
If you are playing this archetype in the local store, you need to utilize the deck list a little bit. The main strategy won't change that much, but you might gonna add more removal cards or like early drops such as a Goofy. Develop your brain sails as the right sea and vision of the future. You cannot cut, or less likely. Some people cutting it, but I probably not. But if you are focusing on, if you believe in your right hand or left hand, please develop your brain and put additional remove or finishers. In that case, you can keep 4 Tomator, 4 Shisu, and 4 Brawl in your deck. Totally up to you that how to change this deck list.
I think at the end of the day, a lot of people were more utilizing the develop your brain for that one lore straight away with the Maui, and then being able to connect to something else. It usually happens in mid to late game. Cycling. Because that's what I saw from a lot of DKP's gameplay as well. I'm a huge fan.
And the always found is always, but
I like it.
Single always found is probably a bit crucial. I would probably running at least 2 or more to because if you have the choices, you will struggle about it. But if you stuck to some plans, if you already anticipate some gameplays, always found you should probably running at least 2 or more, unless you need it for the silver variant. It's because always found is not killing or taking out any curse. It's connect to Shisu and be prepared. In that case, you should run 2 at least. But this person loves it as a single silver variant card. Still understandable. He utilized the card a deck list for this tournament and believing 1 Brawl and 1 always found and 1 my foot hook and 1 Goofy would be effective.
Just one of. It's cool. I like
it. When you draw that in the exact moment, it's effective. So that's why just cupping. So switching.
It really feels like a card game main character when
card
you get that one card
or original tuning. It's I could see your creativity in it.
I like it.
That's why but if you're new to Ruby Sapphire deck, please stick to the deck which run in the full set.
Or
it's because
2 or 3 of
it will confuse you if you are running multiple 1 silver barrets.
Or if you like a consistent play, then I suggest to going how DKP usually builds his deck as well.
So the first one is a lot of creativity, and it can respond to administration. The one with the significant point is the full set of Shisu and be prepared.
Would you say this would do better in store championships and stuff, or?
Yeah, well, I think both works really well. So it totally depends on your store meta. The second one is a quite stable, the usual list. I know that this person also practices a lot. That's why I can choose 2 Brawl and 2 hooks. However, if you wanna do something special, I will probably go with the first list and then utilize the deck list for a bit. In that case, I'm not gonna cut develop your brain. As Tai said, it's a kind of the key card to cycling this deck. Then always found, I love to put 2 always found instead of a Goofy. So and the hook fine, but that I would probably change hook into the Brawl in that case. Response area cards earlier stages with Brawl and the accelerate with always found. Then play something big actions.
Because if that's the case, then you have at least Goofy or Brawl.
And also then actions, so you can gain additional roar.
With obviously the shark.
And if you're a couple running a couple of these cards, you can also put 1 of them into the inkwell. You don't have to struggle with that. If you only run into 1 Brawl, but you have to ink something, then
you're never gonna see it again in the whole entire game.
That's the reason. So
Shark is not gonna come and rescue it.
I'm gonna change the deck list for a little bit, but this has a lot of the creativity. And
I quite like it.
You located on the 17th. Quite good.
How many player tournament?
128.
Wow.
Right? It was 128 players.
Congratulations.
Cool.
It's a great result.
Congrats, Manuel.
It's nice to see a Ruby Sapphire still doing well.
And Jin deck was, it's stable. We talk about a lot of the decks today.
Yep.
We started with like Ruby Amethyst and Steel Song Aggro, and Brapple, and Amethyst, and ML Steel Song, whole new world deck, and Discord, and Purple, Amber.
Yeah, we had a lot of cards. I think post Fortisphere and Hiram ban, we are seeing more variety.
Yeah.
And maybe it was for the best. We can see
best.
like different archetypes working well with each other, and it's more like fair paper scissors rock situation now, because obviously these types do well against this, and then this type well against that, and then it looked more even now.
Yeah, like Sapphire cards provide too many additional cards in their hands, so that's why the Hiram burn is quite effective to like balance in the metagame at the moment.
I think so.
Yeah. So like the discards are back, and you have to respond it too. And you can also make some aggro decks, like such as like Amethyst Steel, such as Amethyst Steel deck, and also the Amethyst Amber. It says like purple yellow, purple yellow. Yeah. I love to try that too. And also the Brapple is back. So yeah.
I like Brapple.
Yeah, Brapple.
Yeah.
So like the Brapple, and of course you always have to think about the be prepared. So
but it's less common now.
Yeah,
so
I think less common, but like the still like Ruby Amethyst players are running it.
Yeah,
and of course like Ruby
because
so
they are back.
Yeah, when you see Ruby color, be prepared.
I think it's almost crucial now if you're playing Ruby color. You are playing to be prepared. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Like it's probably the most powerful card out there. They can definitely do 1 to more than 2-3 cards trade, and you know, probably the other card they can do that is Sisu right now. But obviously, you know, like costs 1 more as well as unlinkable. So and it has to only target 2 strength or less. So yeah, like it's getting better. I think it's getting better. Obviously, because I used Ruby Sapphire, it wasn't nice to get their news, but I think it was for the best of the game. And then I think the meta being this versatile, and then us seeing more decks is quite cool for lorcana to go into.
Yeah. Well, Steel Song is costly when you're building it, but like the Brapple and discard decks are quite cheap, and it's still strong. So. Yeah, when you just started from this set or the latest set, please try those type of deck, especially the Brapple. Brapple is cheap deck.
Yeah, and make sure don't buy Hiram or Fortisphere because it's not a card anymore. For now, it might come back later, but for now, it's literally just paper. It's just paper
on the banned list.
Yeah, it's just a paper.
Yeah. Make sure like your opponent's not using that.
Yeah. If you see it in the store championship, call the judge straight away. It's not meant to be there.
Yeah. So like hopefully like you guys are gonna enjoy your store championship.
We're gonna be releasing more lorcana related contents in the future as well, so don't forget to like and subscribe. Today we have covered a bunch of the meta decks that we have seen on the couple tournaments and stuff from the deck list. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and good luck for your guys' store championship.
Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next video. Stay ready till next time. Bye.